Hello, hello. All right. How is everybody? Give this a minute, see who all comes in. This will be my first Saturday live, so it'll be interesting to see how many people show up. This way I can see it. So how are you doing today? It's been an interesting week, I should say. My husband and I are trying to settle into our new normal, trying to figure out how we how we just do everyday things with just the two of us. So it's kind of interesting to see the bud files. Hello, thank you for coming in. Where to Begin Homestead. Jennifer Gill, hello. So anyway, yeah, it's been a fun week, an interesting week. And as I said before, we had our funeral and all that stuff was done last Friday, so a week ago yesterday. So now it's, settling into everyday life. So let's see. One of the things I guess I need to watch for, I'm not sure if I'm going to have any moderators right now. Changing my day, changed who can be here and who can't. So I might have to watch that and see about maybe getting a moderator or two. But anyway, I have been baking and cooking for the last 2 days, making some cupcakes and some fudge and stuff like that. And my work Christmas party is tonight. So I made gift bags for everybody. Luckily, there's only like 15 people, so it's not so bad. Where to Begin Homestead. I would be happy to help if you need. Yeah, I might add you. We'll see how it goes. I like to have 3 or 4 so that hopefully at least one is here each time. It's not like I have a lot of people in my lives right now, so anyway, yeah. So we're having our company Christmas party tonight. Nothing major, but we did the gift exchange and Secret Santa, which ended up not so secret. Apparently, when the names got drawn, somebody messed something up, and we kind of had to go through it to make sure nobody was left out. And anyway, so ended up not so secret, but that's okay. A few people don't know who got them, but I think most people do. So anyway, as I said, I made some cupcakes and some fudge and a couple of jars of homemade jams and jellies going in the bags and stuff like that. So hopefully everybody will be appreciative of that. Let me see. Hope you up my attention. Can you guys still see me? Uh-oh. trying to switch over to the YouTube side so I could do the moderator thing. The whole reason I didn't have it up to begin with is because my computer is not a very good computer, so it doesn't handle doing much along with the StreamYard. So let's see if I can do this real quick. Yeah, it's very slow. Sorry about that. You know, it's funny because I've never live any other way. Don't know why. Well, actually, I think it was because of when I first started doing my lives. I guess you had to have a certain number of subscribers and all that fun stuff. And people had been telling me about the StreamYard, so done. I can switch over to my phone. Okay, is that better? All right. Is that better for you guys? All right. I know it's a little darker, but I suppose it'll work. Let's see. All right, I'm still trying to get it to pop up on my. There we go. All right, so anyway, I am now trying to work out how my schedule is going to be. You know, everything's different now. So I'm going to try and make this the new time slot. Hopefully that'll work out. Is it still chilly? Yes. Right now it says it's 43 degrees. We've been getting down into the 30s at night. So yes, it's cold. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting here because I'm out on my enclosed patio, and I have like my blanket across my lap. I have a little heater here that blows on my feet and stuff. But yeah, for us, it is pretty cold. So anyway, I want to see how this time slot works out. I think I lost some people. Oh, well. 37 in Kentucky. Yep. I made you a moderator. I don't know if you can see that now. So anyway, there was a couple of collaborations that were out that I had opted not to get into because of everything that we had going on. I didn't know if I would have time to do anymore. I was there for a little bit. I was doing good to get the ones that I had already committed myself to. So anyway, I had reached out to a couple of people and trying to see if I can go ahead and get into a few collaborations again. So I'll get that going. Trying to figure out, I started the budgeting series and I don't seem to be getting a whole lot of views on those. And I think, part of it is that it's not the type of content that people who are in my, who follow this channel are used to seeing from me. And so it's not getting out there and not being received as well as I hoped it would. So I'm still contemplating the idea of putting that on my other channel. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to leave it for now. Maybe do this next update still on this channel, kind of see how it goes, see if it seems like if it's increasing, if it's getting a little bit better each time, I'm okay with that. But right now it just seems like there's only a few people that watch it and it doesn't seem to be any better each week. So, or depending on how long. It's been a couple of weeks since I posted one because, with everything going on, we haven't really done a whole lot of shopping. So, but anyway, so I'm still contemplating whether I want to keep that content on this channel or if I want to move it over to the other channel and have it dedicated to, the budgeting and shopping side of it. The other channel is actually Janet Groceries on a Budget. I have not really done anything with it. I think there's like 3 subscribers on there. So, because I haven't done anything with it, but I'm thinking real seriously about putting that content on the other channel and just see how that goes. That way, people who are here to see homesteading type stuff, with the canning and dehydrating and the chickens and the gardening and all of that, that is what they can find here. Because, honestly, most homesteaders are not buying a lot of groceries because they grow or raise most of their own. So it's not the kind of content that everybody who follows this channel would be interested in seeing. So GWT 181, hello, how are you doing today? So anyway, I thought about just taking maybe even, I said I was going to give it do this next one. I don't know. I'm torn. Because I thought about just taking tomorrow and taking all of the budgeting shopping type content and moving it over to the other channel and just see if that one starts to grow. Because honestly, I would like to get this ironed out as to, what's going to be on this channel before I get to the point of being monetized. It's like, I know when I move that stuff over that I'm going to lose. I mean, it's probably, I think I figured it up earlier today. It's only like 15, 20 hours of watch hour that I'm going to lose. So I'd rather just go ahead and take that over to the other channel and have it lined out what's going to be on each channel before too much growth happens. And that way people will know what to expect on each channel. So anyway, 4 subs there now. Thank you. I appreciate that. And as I said, I may just move all that stuff over today or tomorrow and just get it done. I don't know. We'll see. And let's see. So anyway, not a whole lot to report right this minute. But anyway, that's kind of where my head is at right now, because I almost feel like I'm somewhat starting fresh, because the last, basically 6 months have been so wishy-washy between the mother-in-law and then the son and all that going on, that I've not been consistent on this channel at all. So I almost feel like I'm somewhat starting fresh. And so I'd like to be completely fresh on both channels, get everything lined out, know what days of the week certain things are going to post. And I think it'll be a lot better for me. I almost feel like I'm starting a new channel again. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yeah. Tuesday was my birthday. And my husband got me a new car. I mean, it's not new, but it's new to me. I've talked about it before. I'm a delivery driver, and I was driving a 2000 Monte Carlo that was not great on gas. I mean, it was a 6-cylinder, but it's a big car. And so it doesn't get great gas mileage. So I was using a lot of gas, and we've already put close to $6,000 into that car over the last year. And it's getting to the point where we needed to put more money into it. So my husband found this car. It's a 2011 Nissan Versa, 4-cylinder, really good on gas, and got a great deal on it. It was only $4,500, so no car payments or anything like that. Just bought the car, and we're still going to keep the other one as a backup in case we need it for something. But I'm very happy with this one. So anyway, that was my birthday present from my husband. So yes, wonderful, wonderful. I need it. We've been talking about getting something different. But the cars are just so expensive. And so when we came across this deal, we just couldn't pass it up. So anyway, I have a new car. And it's black, but it kind of has a weird metallic look in the paint. So sometimes if you look off to the side, it almost looks glittery or something. But anyway. Rich Cat Ranch. Hello, Kathy. How are you? I'm hoping that after, I do this for a couple of weeks on the new date and time, or the new day and time, people will start to realize that I'm here, and maybe my views will be a little better than they were for Wednesdays. I know it's in a tough time slot on a tough day. You know, people are working, and so I'm kind of hoping that it'll get a little better with this schedule. So, as I said, for now, we're going to stick to this time every Saturday, and we'll go from there. I don't know if you guys saw that I posted the video about the freezer, the whole debacle that turned out to be. It was basically 7 weeks from the time that we originally ordered it to the time that we got the correct freezer delivered here. So that was a mess. And then if you didn't see on the video, they took about 160 or 170, I can't remember what it was now, off of the original purchase price. And then I used that to buy more baskets, because the freezer that I got has the 2 rows of baskets. So I purchased some additional baskets so that it goes all the way across. So, and it's full. I look around at the freezer that's going out, and then the 2 refrigerator freezers, and I think, how in the world did I get all that stuff in those freezers? Because the chest freezer is full. Oh, excuse me. Got a terrible tickle in my throat. So let's see. What else has been going on? My video for the 12 Days of Christmas Indulgence came out last Sunday. And then my video for 12 Days of Cookies came out just before that. And those are doing pretty good, so that's nice. And then I'm hoping, my husband and I were talking, I don't know if anybody else is planning for the, new growing season yet. I mean, it's only December, but we do have to start thinking about that stuff now. So we were talking about, I don't know if you've watched too many of my garden type videos, but I've had some major issues. When I first put the garden in, I was having some grass and weed problems, and then someone was telling me about the using hay or straw, or I can't even remember which one it was that they told me, but they told me to get the wrong thing. So it worked fine for that year, but the following year, apparently that had a bunch of seeds in it. So for the last couple of years, I have really, really been battling the grass and weeds. I mean, to the point that I'm ready to just start over. It's terrible. So anyway, my beds right now I'm using cinder block, and right now they are only 1 cinder block deep. So we're talking about taking it and adding another cinder block around so that they're 2 tall. And then talking about getting a load of composted topsoil, some of the good stuff, brought out here and dropped so that I can fill with good stuff. So I don't want to put anything in there that's going to have any more grass and weeds. I'm hoping, because it's compacted over this last year, that if I go 1 more cinder block high, that's 8 inches, plus it's compacted at least 2 or 3 inches, which would get me about 10 or 11 inches that I could fill in with the good composted soil. Oh, goodness. And I'm hoping that'll help smother, I guess is the word to use, some of the grass and weeds that are there now. Plus I can, because we put that new fence in, now I can put some more beds or pots or something along the fence line. So if we have a load of soil dropped, then that'll give me plenty to fill everything with. So anyway, we're talking about doing that. And then we're also talking about some sort of drip irrigation for the watering. Because I am in Central California, you know, the first month or two of the season when I'm planting everything's great. But then we don't get much rain at all. And getting out there to water, I try and do it on a regular basis. But it really needs to be watered at night when it has a chance to soak in and do the most good. And because it's so hot here. I mean, this last summer we had several weeks in a row of 110 and 115 and stuff like that. And so I couldn't even keep up on the water. I mean, no matter how much I watered, it just wasn't enough, because if you do it during the day when it's 110 degrees, it just pretty much evaporates right off and doesn't really get soaked into the ground for the plants to use. So we're going to try and do some drip irrigation so I can set a timer where it'll come on at night and help get the stuff watered better and see how that goes. And then I'm starting to look at what seeds I have, what seeds I still need to get, and try and get that taken care of. So trying to get ready for the new season, because I don't know about for you guys. I know different parts of the country. I mean, some places don't even start planting until like Mother's Day. But around here, I am able to put stuff in the ground, depending on the year, somewhere between February and March. I'm able to get started. So I really have to start thinking about this stuff now. The coat, it's kind of funny because I got mine at Tractor Supply also, of course. But I got it at the end of the season about 2 years ago, maybe 3, I can't remember. But anyway, I got it when it was on clearance. So I paid I think it was $20 or $22 for this jacket. But I do love it. I wear it all the time. Have I missed anybody? I don't think I have. So anyway, as we're trying to figure out our new normal, which is, you know, even just things like when we eat, because our son's schedule was so different than ours, it kind of affected when we made meals and stuff like that. And then, you know, how we cook. It's just so different. So we're trying to settle into how things are going to be now. And then my husband, he has a 1948 Dodge pickup truck that was actually his dad's. And it was totally taken apart so that it could be, there was a lot of parts that needed to be replaced. But over the last, 10 years, he has collected pretty much most of the stuff needed for the truck. I mean, if you look at it right now, the doors are off. There's no seat in it. We just put the steering wheel in it. It's totally stripped down, and he's trying to restore it. But it always seems like no matter what, because of the way our weather is here, it's always either too hot or too cold to be able to go out and work on the truck. So we spent the last few days, he cleaned out the one side of the garage, He's putting up some lights today. We pulled the truck, pushed it out from the side of the house out into the driveway, and then backed it into the one side of the garage. And he bought a propane heater so that he could have the garage door closed and have that propane heater running and be able to work on the truck in the wintertime when he can't really do anything else because it's too cold. So he's getting kind of excited about being able to start working on that truck again. So I need to go out and take a couple of before pictures and videos of the way that it looks right now, and maybe kind of follow his progress along, because this is going to take some time for him to do. It's a little at a time, basically. But it'll be interesting to see, to be able to go back and put a time lapse together of how it started to how it ends up when he's finished. But anyway, he's kind of excited. May have been 3 or 4 years ago. I cannot remember. I've had it for a few years. I know that. It was probably the same year. They probably had them at all the Tractor Supplies, and they had too many. That's why they went on clearance. But sorry, I'm behind. I had to pause the stream to let the dogs back in the house. I hear you. My dogs are, well, yep, laying right here behind me. Wherever I am, that's where they are. So anyway, it's kind of a nice, my husband's really good about supporting me in all my YouTube journeys. And, I support him in his, the truck and projects that he has going on. So that's part of the settling into our new normal, is both of us having our own time for our own things that are going on, but still managing to meet up at some point during the day and spend time together. So that's the part that we're balancing right now and trying to get figured out. But he's real good about just letting me do my thing, because let's face it, most of the stuff that I do, he benefits from anyway. Everything from the collaborations I've been doing is always making some kind of yummy food or something that he loves food. And so he benefits there. Anything that I grow in the garden, he benefits from that. Any of the canning that I do is, he loves it when he can just go pull something out of the pantry and warm it up and have something to eat. So he benefits from that. But he knows this is something I really like to do. So he supports me and I support him, and then we support each other. So it works out. It's kind of weird not to see some of the normal people that I usually have in here. There's a couple of the normals, but some other people that are usually in my lives that are not here today. So I'll have to figure out if that's because they're not going to be able to make this time on this day, or they just weren't able to make it today. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, my husband, speaking of the truck, like I said, he's trying to put some lights in the garage and get them positioned where they'll be over the motor area and stuff like that while he's working on it. And so right before my live started, he stepped out and said, as soon as you're done, I need you to go with me over to Lowe's. I got to get some wiring. So he's trying to get that buttoned up because the breaker is off. And that breaker controls the garage and basically you would say dining room, but we really don't have a dining room. It's just that end of the kitchen. But that's also the one that has the coffee pot and the ice maker and all that stuff plugged in. So where my coffee bar is. Um, so he needs to get the breaker back on as soon as he can. Let's see. I feel like there was something that I wanted to talk about today, and I'm just not remembering what that was. The collaboration that I will be hosting is not until April, but it is the Feast in a Jar is what I'm calling it. And it will be basically full meals in a jar. And that can be either canned or dehydrated or freeze dried or whatever the case may be. But the idea is you either take a jar of, chili beans, beef stew, pozole, something else I have, just things like that, where all you have to do is heat it up and you have a meal. Or if it's on the dehydrated or freeze dried side, all you have to do is add some water to rehydrate it and you have a meal. So anyway, that's the idea behind the collaboration. And as I said, it will be in April, but I'm trying to start taking names now and start putting it together now, figure out who might be interested in joining in on that collaboration. So if you're interested, make sure you send me an email. My email address is on my About page, so that I can add you to the list. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun one. I got to figure out what I'm going to do though, because I have so much of that stuff that I do all the time anyway. And I think I already have a video on doing the chili beans, and I already have a video on the beef stew. So I got to figure out, it'll probably come down to something that I don't have any more of, or I'm almost out of in the pantry, where it's, about time to do that anyway. So that's probably how it will happen, but I got to figure out what the heck I'm going to make for it. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, collaborations are a lot of work. And I feel like, there's some people out there, like Where to Begin Homestead is one of them. Rich Can't Ratch is one of them, that seem to be in every collaboration I see out there. I've had to be a little more choosy just because I haven't had the time to do all of them. But I did my very first collaboration in September. Was that? Yeah, with the Last Chance Cook-Off. And then I had that one, and then I had 2 in November, 2 in December, and maybe a third one waiting to hear back for sure for December. So yeah, I just jumped right in. Once I did the first one, I was like, oh, I kind of like this. I think one of the good things is you don't really have to do as much planning for the videos. This time of year, there's really not much gardening happening. There's really not much, even the canning and stuff like that is really not a lot happening. No, the dehydrating, any of that kind of stuff, there's just not a lot of it going on. So it is kind of nice to have the collaboration videos where you have a certain amount of content that you're able to put out just because you're doing the collaborations. That part of it I like, because you always know this week I have this, and that week I have that. I skipped out of the indulgence one. Too much for this month. Had 3 this month. Yeah. I saw the Vlogmas one, but I didn't know anything about it until I think it was too late. And then I saw some people posting these Vlogmas videos, and I still don't understand what it's all about, but I didn't know anything about it until it had already started. So I did not get involved in that one. And then the Dipsumber is the one that I was talking to. I just lost her name. I just totally lost it. The Inquisitive Farm Wife. What is her name? Anyway, she was putting on that one, and I guess something happened, and she had an opening. And so she asked me if I wanted to take that spot. I told her yes, and that she's supposed to be sending me some more details. So that may be my third one for December, because I did the indulgence, I did the cookies, and that'll be that one. And then November I did the, oh gosh, what did I do for November? Oh, the soup. That must have been September, huh? Souptember. Anyway, I did the soup one. I did another one. I can't remember what the other one was now. Oh, Noodle November. That was the other one with Tony. That one was fun, and that meal turned out so good. So anyway, as I said, I did my very first one in September, and then now here it is 3 months later, and I've done 5 total and maybe the 6th one. So I think, yeah, we only got like 3 people left. Learned so much from all of them. Yes. I think that's the best part. I love watching all the videos, seeing all the ideas that people come up with, and then even when you see something that's, traditional, somebody always manages to put a pretty cool spin on them or do something different about them. And it's amazing to me, some of the wonderful recipes that come out of some of these collaborations. It's crazy. Okay, well, we only have 3 people in here now. And I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about this time around. I'm going to try next week and have some more, have a little bit of a idea what we're going to talk about next week. And I'm hoping more people will show up next week now that we're sliding into this time slot. So anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Run my husband over to Lowe's so he can get his wire. And then when I get back, I can get started on some of my video stuff while I'm waiting to go to my Christmas party tonight. So anyway, I appreciate all you guys for stopping by. I know this was kind of a boring one. Not a lot going on right at the moment, but I do appreciate you guys. And I hope I see you next week along with a lot more people. So anyway, have a good one and enjoy your weekend.